doing is kicking off a new decade of structures for inclusion. We call this SFI 10+1.
Defining a new kind of architectural practice.
How do I get started? How do I begin?
Every issue is a design issue.
Community participation is something that truly connects people to a place.
90% of what we build has no physical presence.
I love SFI because I just think that the level of conversations that are held here are just so tremendous and insightful.
My name is Derek Clark. I'm a registered architect with HOK.
I'm Michael Murphy. I'm the executive director of a mass design group.
Keisha Leek, and I'm an architecture and history major at Columbia.
Alexandra Lee. I'm from Auckland, New Zealand.
Maurice Cox, I'm a professor at the University of Virginia.
My name is Teresa Huang. I work with Skidrow Housing Trust.
Ian Riano, I'm with Design Agency.
Brianna Williams with After School Matters with the City Program.
Emily Axman, and I'm a fellow at Design Corps.
Lee, I'm a principal with Canon Design.
My name is Christine Gaspar, and I'm the executive director of COSH.
Brian Bell, I'm the executive director of Design Corps.
I hope to get just a sense of the enthusiasm and to capture the momentum from it and to take that back to our New York office and to infuse that there and to start something going.
Because I was there from the very beginning, and I think I've attended every one in the past 10 years.
They know that this is a great place to just like learn and actually meet the faces behind all these different projects.
So I think that people come back again and again and again for kind of a nourishment and a reinforcement that they can do this. And I just seen the numbers explode.
I was told the SFI introduction says that apparently I'm going to be dynamic, so I'm going to try and be dynamic. And I'm going to share a few war stories with you all. I come from this place in Hale County working at the Rural Studio. I've been there something like 11 years. I think what's important to note is that we've become a neighbor. We've stayed in the same place. We look at the projects. We learn from our mistakes. Everything that we do, certainly now, is requests that have come from within.
Really excited and very humbled and a little bit nervous to be here because this conference is a who's who of all of my personal design heroes. We will always be advocates, I think, of architecture, not for architecture's sake, but architecture for the sake of youth and for the sake of the next generation that will be the next mayor, the next small business owner, the next town councilman.
How do you actually, as an architect, understand the community that you're trying to deal with? And how do you know that what you're proposing is actually what the community needs?
If the intention is to go in and stroke the ego of the designer, that's an issue. But if you're actually going in to recognize a community and to say you deserve something that you believe in and you're excited about and proud about, that's a very different thing.
I'm up here speaking, but the reality is there's so many more people that make this work happen.
We hope that you all feel a part of this. We are a participatory culture and community.
Just to see the level at which the conversation has evolved, that we're now talking more critically about doing this kind of work and talking about not only just the actual projects that come out of it, but the actual process of doing it and how we can begin to evaluate it and share best practices.
Every person should be able to live in a socially, economically, and environmentally healthy community. So we're not just talking about who we're serving, but we're talking about how we're trying to get there together with them.
Make your way to the tables, go see what's going on, move from table to table if you want. Let's see what happens. Let's get some information going.
You all are the people that should define public interest design. If you're not giving us your take on it, you're not helping shape the future that we all are excited about.
For a place to be sustainable, a person needs to be invested in it, connected to it, feel ownership of it, as well as be healthy in it.
We're really formalizing our base, which has always been architecture students, and that's who's always come to this conference. But now to really engage the profession, who already have the skills, they just need these additional knowledge set that they didn't learn in school, just like I didn't learn in school.
to do public service work.
I think we're all still figuring out how to take our skills, our varied skills as architects or designers, and put them in the hands of communities in ways that are productive. And I think every time I come back to SFI, I feel like I see more rigorous evidence of that, and I see more solid lessons about how to do that. And I think we're still moving in that direction. I think we're still all learning, and I think that question of scale is really one that's still important.
We just need to find the best models, share it, get other people engaged, and take it to scale so it has the impact it could have.
Even 10 years from now, just come here because I think gathering all these people, like physically, in one place is a very powerful thing.
It just looks like the future of architecture when you look out into that crowd.
Right, and I think what we need to do is even drive that engagement even further down beyond the higher education kids. So get it down to the high school level, get it down to the middle school level.
Emerging designers are hungry. They're hungry for something that will assure that their life and their career will be relevant and that they can actually have an impact on the world that they are trying to design.
We looked at facing foreclosure and working in cities in the face of the economic crisis, green living and green building, design excellence in the most vulnerable populations, and really pushing the limits of architecture to serve a population that most needs that.
3 things that I think we still need to work on. First challenge, how do we really develop a profoundly new set of practices to do this work? The second challenge we have is we have got to scale this up. Finally, the third challenge is how do we translate this back into our practices.
We all know it can't be done without a team. Enterprise and the Driehaus Foundation have just been phenomenal with support of all of this work for many, many years.
At the end, as we began to look back on this extraordinary struggle, I realized that actually the thing that remained most in people's lives was not the extraordinary thing of building a school for hundreds of kids who had never had education in the middle of nowhere, but the memories of the effort.
But what does each one of us need to do tomorrow? Get deeply embedded in a place, whether it's on a street in Dallas or it's in a county in Alabama, is something that we can all do, is commit to a place, get deeply into it, recognizing that all of this is designed